Hey there people, it's your favorite WeedleTwin Blessing, bringing you all another Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle video. If you all enjoyed the narrated Scarlet and Violet battling content, don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and maybe share the video with a friend who might enjoy it as well. It really helps out the channel and I very much appreciate it. So as you can see by my team, we are packing Pawmont, which is one of the two Pokemon who learned the new broken move, Revival Blessing. And what this move does is it basically allows you to use a revive in a competitive battle, which is balanced by the fact that it only has one power point. But there's a lot of exploits to get around that, which I tried to make my team around. So we do have Pawmont, and we have Veluza and Alama Mother, and then we have Staraptor, Hawlucha, and Dragalge. My opponent today is packing a Mono Generation 19 basically, with Meowscarada, Annihilate, Kingambit, Dondozo, Cirrulege, and Chien-Pao. I'm taking a selfie with my Alama Mother because she is mother. You should always spend time with your mom. And my opponent is going to decide to lead off with their kitty, their Yumi, their Meowscaradas. I'm going to lead off with Horpedo, my Veluza, and as the name suggests, I'm about to be a whore and go for the final gambit immediately, charge right into that Meowscarada like this thing does in the overworld. Like, Veluza is so annoying. If you play Scarlet and Violet, you know what I'm talking about. We're going to trade 1-for-1 with Final Gambit, be a whore, and now they're going to bring in their Chien-Pao, their next kitty. So they have a lot of kitties. I miss Incineroar. Let me know in the comments what your favorite cat Pokemon is. Secret question of the day. Anyway, I bring in Sapot, which is a very corny nickname, I get it, but listen, competitive, if you play Pokemon remotely, you'll run into so many corny nicknames. It's like part of the process. I go for a Revival Blessing here, and Revival Blessing is that balanced ass move because now I can just revive my Veluza, but we're gonna eat our Leppa Berry and actually regain the 1 power point back from the Revival Blessing, so we can actually use it again, which is like the first exploit you can do to use multiple Revival Blessings and get around the weakness it has of only having 1 power point. So you can actually use 2 Revival Blessings, which isn't, you know, too big of a deal, right? It's only 1 more revive. You know, how much can that break the game? So I'm going to bring in Alama Mother, and I'm going to switch out with Alama Mother, and I'm going to bring out my Dragoqueen, my Dragalge, because I'm expecting them to maybe go for the Terrestrialized Grass, I don't know, but I was like just scared and I was scouting, but they just go for the Swords Dance, and I'm like, oh, I made a mistake. So I Terrestrialize, expecting to like barely survive and I'll be able to knock it out with a Draco, but they just go for Psycho Cut, and I remove my Poison type and avoid the super effective hit, and it allows me to survive and then knock it out with a Super Stab Draco Meteor because it's Terra Dragon adaptability. Goodbye. Even though I'm just Assault Vested Dragalge, it's enough to one-shot things, which is kind of cool. I just wanted to use Dragalge because Dragalge is cool. They're going to bring back in their Chien-Pao, and I don't want to die to an Ice-type attack, so I'm going to switch out of Dragoqueen and bring back out my Alama Mother. My Alama Mother. Like, that's all that needs to be said. She's mother. They're going to go for Crunch, and it's going to do a decent chunk, but Alama Mother eats that shit up. Look at how she ate that. And now they go for Swords Dance, and I'm like, oh, that's scary. They're going to keep clicking setup moves because that's all people know in singles. And I go for Healing Wish. Alama Mother is going to sacrifice herself for her children, and she's going to Healing Wish and bring in the Rock Hawk. So we're going to store that Healing Wish for later, and we're going to activate Mold Breaker with our Rock Hawk, which is a Paper Mario reference, and they're going to go for the Ice Spinner, which is going to bring us down to our Focus Sash, because they're actually an anti-elite Hawlucha set, which is meant to be able to defog against Goldengo and then like taunt the lead like Glamoras that people like to use. I don't know, I just trained it up and I wanted a reason to use it, so I threw it on this team. I go for Close Combat, one-shotting the Chien-Pao. Thanks to our Sash, we're able to live, and you know, that's good for us. Now they're going to bring in their Immortal, their Dondozo, and I don't know if that's referencing something, but we're going to go for the Endeavor, Immortal my ass. I hate Dondozo. They're going to go for the Curse right here, and, you know, they're like, fuck you, I'm immortal, how dare you do that to me? But sorry, sweetie, your Immortal just got wrecked by Rock Hawk. But now they're going to randomly switch out. Maybe they carry Rest, that's what I was thinking, because they like kept it, but I'm never going to give them a chance to click Rest, if that's what they're going for. Except I do later on, but not exactly. Anyway, I go for Close Combat, and they very greedy bring in their Annihilate, because what if I click Brave Bird right there? Okay, but you know, it's fair that they, you know, brought in that Annihilate, so I just go for Taunt, because I actually don't carry flying type moves on my Hawlucha. I know it's kind of weird, but I am like an anti-lead, so that's why I don't have Brave Bird or Acrobatics. I figure Endeavor would be more useful, and you know what? I stand by that because I was able to Endeavor a Dondozo. Anyway, I'm going to bring in Support here because I'm actually a very bulky, max HP, max defense Palmot. I wanted to try out that sort of build because I don't think I've seen people try like bulky Palmot in singles before. I wanted to see, you know, what it could do, and I'm able to go for a second Revival Blessing thanks to my bulk. Annihilate can't set up bulk ups because, you know, I taunted it because all my opponent knows it's set up. And I'm able to go for Revival Blessing into Alma Mother, so we're able to bring back the Pokemon that used Healing Wish. And now it's going to shake off the taunt. It's kind of scary, but I'm going to switch out of Support, and I'm going to bring in my Veluza back, my Torpedo, because I do have Psycho Cut, and I can chip down this Annihilate, and we're going to get that stored Healing Wish. So Alma Mother's Dying Wish is going to come through for her husband, Torpedo. So that Torpedo and Alma Mother are married. It's true. So they're going to go for the bulk up with their Igris? Igris, yes, Igris. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to go for Psycho Cut, do around half, which is cool, but what I should have done here is actually brought in my Staraptor on the Rage Fist because I'm Bandit Staraptor with Brave Bird, and that would have annihilated the Annihilate, but unfortunately Torpedo is going to die again, but it's okay because I could bring in my Dynablade here, and Dynablade should be able to revenge kill this thing, and with a Brave Bird basically, but unfortunately for me, I decided to not change this thing's nature to Jolly because I got an Adamant Staraptor, so I'm like, okay, I don't have to use a Naturement on it, but you know, imagine if I was Jolly right there. But thankfully Dynablade lives the Drain Punch, and I'm able to go for the Reckless Brave Bird into the Annihilate and knock it out. But unfortunately, Staraptor's also going to faint, so that sucks for Staraptor. Dynablade's going to have to trade 1-for-1. But Annihilate is really scary, and I was going to run it on this team, but I used Final Gambit Annihilate on my doubles Rapska team, so I wanted to use, you know, something different. Anyway, they're going to bring in their Immortal, their Dondozo, and I'm not going to let this thing rest. So I'm going to bring in my Hawlucha, who's randomly flying now. That's cool. Hawlucha's like in hero mode. Palafin could never. Anyway, I'm like, well, I could knock you out with a close combat, but instead, I'm going to go for a taunt because I'm like, listen, I know your last is King Gambit, and it probably has Supreme Overlord, and I don't want to let that thing just like go in for free. So I decided to go for Taunt into the Dondozo, just in case it goes for Rest, because Dondozo is a pretty passive Pokemon when it's not soloing your team. It does take some time to get to that point with, you know, Curse or whatever it uses in singles. In doubles, it has freaking Tatsugiri, which is super broken and speeds up the process a lot, but in singles, it really doesn't have like that pressure that it has in doubles immediately. So I can just go for the Rest with my Support because I'm actually a Rest Sleep Talk Palmot, because you can pull Revival Blessing with Sleep Talk potentially, and since Palmot also carries Natural Cure, you can rest and then switch out and just come back later. If in case you have the Lepidary Revival Blessing, you can like secure that and use it later on. I don't know, it was just an idea of, you know, testing out with, you know, bulky Palmot. So Support, I'm gonna go for the Sleep Talk here, and because we named it Support, it knows what it's meant to do, and it goes for a third Revival Blessing, a third one, 3 Revival Blessings. So, and now I'm like, okay, eeny, meeny, miny, Dynablade, because Bandit Staraptor, listen, I mean, granted, they have King Gambit left, and it could just Sucker Punch me, but I'm like, you know what, I just want to revive Staraptor, because I figure if I, you know, use Revival Blessing on Bandit Staraptor, like, that Bandit, Brave Bird, and Double Edge could just trade, basically, and I could just go for Sleep Talk, and actually get another Revival Blessing, so I pulled the 1-3 chance twice in a row. Pretty lucky, but you know what? Support Palmot, like, it knows its duty, and now I can just revive Torpedo, and I'm like, okay, I'll take it, and they just go for the Curse. It actually doesn't carry Rust, because it revealed Avalanche, Body Press, and, actually, did it reveal Body Press yet? Spoilers, it has Body Press. It doesn't carry Rest, thankfully. If it had Rest, it could have been kind of scary, but I don't know. I think Dondozo getting a Rest off is worth, like, me reviving my whole team. I think I'll take that trade. I think I'll take that trade. So now I'm going to bring back an Alma Mother who, you know, I can just Healing Wish again. Like, I don't care. Yeah, they reveal Body Press here. But Alma Mother tanks it because she's Mother. And Alma Mother can now just go for another Healing Wish. Like, what can this thing do? I actually carry Binding Band Whirlpool just in case I need to do a little bit of damage and a little bit of S-wording, like stalling. Don't say the S-slur, people do not like that word. I'm going to bring in my Dragalge and Revival Blessing, or not Revival Blessing, we're going to Healing Wish. So we get a second Healing Wish. I think the combo of Rest Talk Palmot and Healing Wish Alma Mother have a lot of potential. Even if it's on a stall team, I think it has a lot of potential that people aren't exploring because, I don't know, it just is like getting a bunch of revives for free in competitive Pokemon, like it has to be worth exploring, right? Like it's such a broken, like it's never been seen before, right? So I don't know, I just wanted to experiment with it, and I don't know, I'm pretty satisfied. They're gonna bring in their Supreme Overlord, King Gambit, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of scary because, you know, maybe it can like clean me up, but you know what? I'm just gonna click Focus Miss, and you know what Dragon Queen's not going to do? Miss Focus Miss, and we're going to hit the Focus Blast, and we're able to one-shot King Gambit and win the battle with our Revival Blessing theme team. So hopefully you all enjoyed that battle. Not the most competitive battle, but I wanted to showcase this battle, even if, you know, I don't do singles too often, and I just wanted to showcase the Revival Blessing team I threw together. So if you all enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill. Thank you so much for watching until the end of the video. I love you all very, very much, and I'll check you all in my next video.